So I'm currently training for CDL stuff, and one of the things that they're teaching you is when you're making turns to not do hand over hand. It's like a push pull thing where you're like grabbing and you're grabbing the steering wheel, and when you're coming back you're like letting go and pulling on the other side. And I remember when me and Emily went to like this one class thing of like sword fighting, and they'll talk about proper stances, and they would say don't cross your legs over, don't bring your legs up too close because you lose your center of balance. So like what I'm talking about basically is like so like if you're sword fighting and you're like this, you don't want to like come like that to move up to somebody. Like they talk about expanding and contracting. So if you have to move up, you'll do that. And I thought it was pretty interesting with it being kind of the same principles of balance and correct, proper balance and correct not being in a position where, not really correct, just not being in a position where you are compromised, like you don't have full control. Like it gives you more control to work with, basically. So translating the stance to turning the wheels, would be contracting, and push pulling where you're like you have you're holding the steering wheel and you just have it kind of like, let's say 9 and 3, and you're like pull, pull, pull. Like that it felt very in line with the expand contract thing. And it was a curious thought I had today. I was like, I'm writing this down to talk about later, and I wrote out the thought in a lot of detail, so I'd know what I was talking about when I met it, but I didn't need it because I remembered it, of course. But sharing that with you guys, thought it was interesting.
You know what everyone else is going to talk about?
What is everyone else going to talk about?
Sweet hashtag pants.
Well, you know what? It's comfortable as hell.